Good morning. So this is my very first official YouTube. Well, I've made YouTube videos before, but this is my first official. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Karen, and I'm gonna be telling. Where is this accent coming from? Hi everyone, my name is Karen, and I'm going to be telling you guys how I got into nursing school and I finished my prereqs in 3 semesters. So let's get to it. So first things first, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what was going on in my life before I even applied to nursing school. So my initial major when I got into the university was biochemistry. And honestly, like, it wasn't bad, it was good. I was almost done. I had like a year left, but something inside me was just saying, I don't know if being a doctor is what I want to do. I felt like the lifestyle would be completely different. I didn't want to be stuck in a specific part of medicine. I didn't want to just pop in and pop out. Like, I wanted to build that relationship with the patient. I wanted to be able to switch specialties if I wanted to. And initially that's what brought me into nursing. I also realized, like, as a nurse practitioner or more advanced practice nursing, I could do what I wanted to do as a doctor, which is I want to go into skincare. I want to go into primary care. I want to go into just basically preventative health. So nursing was another path for me to get to where I wanted to be. Let's get into it. I wanted to just talk to you guys a little bit about how I did my prereqs for nursing and how I got into my dream nursing school. So I know that this angle is really bad. I'm so sorry, guys. This is like very improvised, very, I don't even have my mic or anything, but we're just gonna get through this. So how did I do my nursing prereqs? For the BSN program, you need to get your AA, and biochemistry, throughout biochemistry, I got my AA, and then that's when I switched. So I got to complete a lot of my first, like, Gen Chem. I did Gen Chem 2, even though I don't think that's required. I did microbio. I did like the basic ones that you need, like writing, anatomy 1, anatomy 2, statistics. I did a more advanced course of maths, which was I think it was like algebra, like college algebra, pre-calc, calc 1, calc 2. I took physics. I took analytical chemistry. I did all of that, which wasn't required for the nursing requirements, but it did help in my applications because some schools put little points in there if you take more advanced courses. Bro, I'm not used to talking so much. Like, I'm not used to I just did all my nursing prereqs. I felt like I had to graduate as soon as possible because previously I had one more year left with biochem. Then I switched and I felt like I was behind, which technically I'm like a semester behind. I'll take it because literally, like, a semester is absolutely nothing. But yeah, so the first semester that I switched, I just did as much classes as I could. After finishing the first semester of nursing, I had to switch my major to something called interdisciplinary studies in order for me to be able to have the flexibility of adding those nursing prereqs onto my course list. So you guys are probably a little confused, like, what do you mean you had to switch to something completely different other than nursing? What I mean by that is I was not a pre-nursing student. I was previously a biochemistry student. So in order to do pre-nursing classes as a biochemistry student, it wouldn't allow me to, because biochemistry runs a very strict schedule. It runs a very strict math heavy, science heavy. You have to do labs, you have to do research, you have to do so much more than the nursing prereqs. So what the advisor told me was to switch to another major, an interdisciplinary studies, which is the one that I chose. And you don't really necessarily have to do the requirements for that specific major, but it does give you a lot more room in order to do your nursing prereqs. So that is what I did. I switched to interdisciplinary studies so that I can do my nursing prereqs, and I honestly didn't even touch any interdisciplinary class. I didn't have to, so that was a plus. After my first semester of really focusing on those nursing classes, the second semester goes by and I get pregnant. But once I get pregnant, I decide, okay, this is where I need to go full throttle. There's like no way that I can stop right now. This is literally it or nothing. So I start stacking up my classes. I start taking more than 12 credits. I start taking like 18 credits per semester. I knocked down 2 semesters and I finished all of my nursing prereqs before I gave birth. I was about 7 to 8 months pregnant when I finished my nursing prereqs. And I was about like 7 months pregnant when I took my TEAS. So yeah, I was literally like, this has to happen. And if it doesn't happen, it's gonna have to happen. That's it. I honestly, like, I applied to my dream school and I didn't apply anywhere else. I was like, I know that I'm gonna get in because I'm setting myself up to get in. There's no way that I'm not gonna get in. And I got it. I studied for my TEAS every single day. I got that TEAS book. I read it from the back. I read it from the front. I read it from the back and the front, the back and the front, like 3 times. I took notes, highlighted. That book is filled with notes, highlighted colors. Like, it's beautiful. I used the ATI TEAS version 7 to study because my exam was based on the TEAS. I know some people use the HESI or something else, but for my requirements, I just needed to do the ATI TEAS. So I did that. I passed. I got the score that I wanted. I was really worried because, you know, I was pregnant, 7 months pregnant, almost 8, and I was like, oh snap, if I don't get the score that I want, I'm gonna have to retake this, but I don't know how I'm gonna perform because I might have a newborn. And I was like, there's only one way, and it's to pass on the first time. So I made sure to read and highlight and all of that. I made sure to do all of what required of me to pass in order to pass, and I did. So the pre-nursing courses do help you with the ATI TEAS. They prepare you basically for the basic chemistry, the anatomy, I think it was also math and also genetics. So all of that was in there, and pretty much they prepare you for that exam. You just gotta pay attention. And a lot of the time students tend to just minimize the classes, try to get through it, and then focus on the exam, which is okay. I mean, it's not bad. Some people like succeed in that way. But if you want to just periodically also study, then the nursing prereq courses prepare you for that exam. Dude, I feel like I've been talking for literally years. So applying to nursing school, I went online, I looked at all of the application requirements, I wrote it down on my notes, and I organized myself. I can't stand like not knowing what I need to do. I need to organize. I need to do like a little checklist, because if not, my mind is gonna go crazy. At this point, before I applied, you know, I was still pregnant, so I was just trying to get everything ready, because I already knew that once the baby comes out, you know, my mind is gonna be elsewhere, and I needed to get in. I needed to get in for the start of fall 2025. I put absolutely everything that was required of me, plus little extra points that they took note of, on my notes. And I got letters of recommendations, I got volunteer hours, I got extracurricular activities or whatever. I got my extra courses that gave me more points, like the extra math classes and extra science classes. I fit the criteria for the T exams because they separate it into reading, math, science, and I think anatomy and physiology, something like that. So yeah, I really focused on completing the basics, but also getting those extra points, because the way that you get into the university that I wanted to get into was based on a point system. So once you get a certain amount of points, you're in. If you don't reach a certain amount of points, you're out, or you can get in but the next semester. So I had to make sure that I got in. And honestly, I did not know that this is how it was until after I got accepted, that somebody told me, oh, it's based on a point system. I was like, I thought they just look at your application and they just thought oh, this would be a good candidate, okay, this one's in. No, it's not like that. They have a point system. So definitely focus on that. Depending on what school you want to get into, I know that it might be different for different schools, but basically, I got in. So first I gave birth in January, and then I got in January, February, March, April, May. So I think I got in March, and I had my orientation in May, and then I started in August. So I couldn't believe it. I didn't struggle. I felt although so much was happening, although I was pregnant, I had to go to school in person, I was on a time crunch, there was so much on my mind, I literally just focused so hard on that goal that I didn't struggle. Everything around me got quiet, focused, did what I need to do, and here I am, third semester of nursing school. But yeah, guys, I mean, that was very, very broad. I might make another video explaining a little more in detail of how my specific university does things. But I mean, I hope this video helped anyone who's interested in nursing school. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you can't succeed in anything. If you have a lot going on in your life, you can still do it. If you feel like you're not smart enough, shut up. Literally, that makes no sense. Make yourself smart. You're not born smart. Learn, practice, stay determined, stay committed to what you want, time manage, focus on your goals, and if you really want to do it, you will do it. Period. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you liked this video and that you got a little bit of an insight of how I got into nursing school, and hit that subscribe button. But anyways, that was my journey. Bye guys.